I'm okay with walking in and selling a replacement. I'm also okay with walking away and having sold a $500 to $1,000 repair.
When a homeowner has a roof leak or damage, so how do you determine whether the problem is repairable or replaceable?
If they're looking for a repair, like, is it repairable where you're actually gonna get a good solution, right? Where I'm actually gonna be able to stop the leak for a reasonable amount of time? Or am I gonna, like, is the roof so far gone that I can, if I repair it now, maybe it'll work for a few days, but then it's just gonna spring up somewhere else. So you're making that determination, and then you're also making the determination of what kind of investment does the homeowner wanna make? Like, where do they wanna be in 5 years?
Say that's for their forever home, right?
Sure.
Would that
Yeah.
make a difference rather if somebody was moving in the next 5 years?
Yes, in some respects, like when the roof is in decent shape, and there's just a few things. One of the first things you're gonna look at when you get up on the roof is, what are the condition of the shingles? How old do I think they are? You know, once you've been doing this for 10, 15 years, you kind of get an idea and a grasp for what that is. How are the stones holding to the shingles? All of that, right? Because we have to walk on these, right? Like, I gotta walk on these, so like, I wanna trust my life to the traction that these shingles have.
Yeah.
Are they gonna come out from underneath me? Am I gonna slide off the roof? And then you're gonna look at, how are the details, right? You know, what does the chimney flashing look like? What do the pipe boot flashings look like? What are the flashing against the walls look like? And sometimes you're seeing age, and it's like the process of elimination, right? You're like, okay, I'm pegging this roof at 20 years and it looks good, but the thing that's gonna fail the most is gonna be all the flashing details. So now I'm just gonna do process of elimination of what do all those areas look like.
So what makes a roof a good candidate for a repair? Give me an example of like a repair versus a replacement.
At Joyland, our job is to consult on the needs of the customer based off of their goals. What pushes me towards a repair is when there's a single issue. So a prime example would be a pipe boot. So if a pipe boot leaks and customer calls and says, I might need a new roof, go out, everything looks good. The shingles appear to have 5 to 10 years of life still left on them. Everything's holding well. You can do a repair on this area, and that's gonna stop your leak, and that'll then buy you some years to prepare for a new replacement. Some people kind of fall in that range where they're like, well, but I'm gonna retire in 5 years, and I really wanna get all this done like while I'm working. You kind of have this like conversation of like, what's best for them with their life situation, right?
Right. It definitely sounds like to me that we're not selling anything. We're literally talking to them and seeing what fits their needs the best. How we're doing it is, let's talk first.
Right.
Let's not push anything.
Right.
Let's let you the decision. I'm going to give you all of my professional knowledge, and I want you to give me that decision.
I'm there to help them make their best decision. It can be to do partial, to do full, whatever that may be. Our goal is to empower the client to make their best decision for their home.
Are there roof problems you often see in central Pennsylvania that affect the repair versus replacement decision?
Some of those things are, one of the biggest ones is going to be ventilation, right? We're a pretty historical area, so a lot of older homes that for two things weren't designed to ventilate the roof space, but also weren't designed to have the climate control and insulation that we have now. The second would be the older homes. We see a lot of like board decks as opposed to a plywood deck. Plywood is a lot more like stable product where it doesn't move and expand as much individually as like a board deck would. So you're just gonna get a lot more movement, which that movement and expansion and contraction pushes the nails. Actually, it will actually push a nail back out of the roof.
That's wild.
Right, and push the shingles out.
Because it's always moving, right? Because I mean, you got the heat, the cold, so it's always, it's almost like it's living in a way.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, the roof, like, we don't realize it when we live in homes, but like they're constantly in a state of movement.
What is the biggest things you wish homeowners understood before deciding whether to replace or repair their roof?
There's a mindset, I would say, from homeowners that is, hey, a roof's a roof's a roof, right? I'm gonna compare you to them, to her, apples to apples. And there's an element where it's like, it's not always apples to apples. on a roof, well, that's either going to push us towards replacement or repair is literally the workmanship of the company before us that did the roof, right?
Right.
You can have a great roof, a great product that's still great, but if the workmanship was bad, I've replaced bad workmanship roofs that are under 5 years old. It's, can you trust that guy who shows up? Does he ask good questions? Is he giving you an option list? Because there should always be options, right? There should always be a good, better, best. There should always, like, nobody should pigeonhole you into one option. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, right? Like, somebody should be working with you, not at you.